Hello everybody, it's Steve, your friendly neighborhood lawn gnome. Welcome back to another video over here on That's Comical. And if you're watching and it happens to be a Wednesday, happy new comic book day. Today I come to you guys with a big surprise. Something that I never would have thought about twice until people were basically raving about that when it comes to stuff on the MCU, even though it has been mediocre at best, this is something you all need to see. It is the MCU TV special, Werewolf by Night, that was featured on Disney+, starring a slew of actors that I don't know. A story that truly harps on the themes and the elements of a true cinemaphile's fan favorite. A 1930s, 40s Universal movie monster theme. This is a special that was prime for our Halloween this year, everybody. Now, Werewolf by Night is a comic that I never read, but I know that it is embedded in Marvel's history to a great deal because if it wasn't for that comic, we would not have been introduced to a very well-known Marvel character now, thanks to the new Disney Plus show starring Oscar Isaac, and that, of course, is Moon Knight. So Werewolf by Night was one of Marvel's horror comics from the 1960s and 70s, and, of course, it no longer existed for a long period of time. I think they're trying to revitalize it now. So, knowing that they were actually turning that into a special that only ran for about 52 minutes, I really didn't know what to think about it, especially because I never read the comics. But because there was so much hype around it when it finally showed up, I had to check it out for myself. And let me tell you something. Werewolf by Night may in fact be the best Disney Plus program from the Marvel Cinematic Universe to come out in 2022. I was so surprised by this story. It was a mixture of monsters meets murder mystery. It was so interesting, with a little bit of a Hunger Games vibe thrown in there as well. It's basically the story of a family of monster hunters called the Bloodstones, and the patriarch of the family dies, and it is time to give the Bloodstone to one of the descendants. And basically, they are told to go out into the maze outside of the house and basically fight for the possession of the Bloodstone. And the interesting thing is there is a specific person in this grouping that may not in fact be what he actually seems to be. And that, of course, was the werewolf. So this was such a great experience. I really appreciated the fact that this was in black and white. I loved the classic 1930s, 40s horror-like score. The director is Michael Giacchino, who I am pretty sure is the film composer, the person who was responsible for great scores like the Incredibles theme song. So to know that he decided to actually sit in the director's chair and give it a go was a big surprise for me, and he did a phenomenal job. There also was a big surprise for me personally because we got a fan favorite from the Marvel World of Horror that showed up in this movie special, and that was the Man-Thing. And my goodness, the CGI looked stellar, so much better than the way She-Hulk looked in her show. But oh my goodness, I really can't even explain anything further because I really don't want to give this away. All I'm going to say is that if you haven't watched this special yet, you really need to, because this is opening a very interesting door for the MCU, especially considering the fact that we have only scratched the surface on the dark side of the Marvel Universe. Unfortunately, there was a big announcement that a lot of the movies have been pushed back because of what happened with the Blade film, and the Blade story is very much tied into the monsters. And there was definitely a very interesting ending scene that can definitely be tied into the world of Blade. So, the Dark Marvel Universe, which pretty much did start with Moon Knight, there's so much that they can do, and there's so many directions that they can go in, and I will definitely say that Werewolf by Night was one step in the right direction for Marvel after seeing so much so-so and mediocrity. But you gotta see Werewolf by Night. It was fantastic. is a true homage to classic horror. If you're looking for something to even watch on Halloween with your friends, and you've already watched Hocus Pocus 2, which is a lot of fun, by the way, definitely check out Werewolf by Night. So that's it, everybody. Please put your comments in the box below. I would love to talk to you about it, and I also am really hoping, even though I know none of this stuff is coming out on DVD when it comes to Disney Plus content, Werewolf by Night is something I would love to own, and definitely I plan to watch it again. So we'll see you in the next one.